Hello everyone, this is Roland. Welcome. Today I want to talk about the state of things in general, which is not so good. The state of the world, not so good. The state of the average family, not so good. The state of the average person, not so good. What's wrong? What is wrong is that we are continuing our fall from God. It began in the Garden of Eden, which is not a myth. I can see it's not a myth because I see it repeated all around me. It's a tale of ambition. It's a tale of a man wanting to do it on his own without God. And then, after doing it on his own, things get worse, and he sees his folly, but he doesn't want to admit it. You see, it's so bad that the human race in general, the human race avoids truth. The human race avoids. We don't always avoid particular facts. Especially, if somebody does something to us, then we really want to bring that truth out. Oh, he did this and this to me. But we avoid the truth, the light of truth. See, we avoid the truth because the light shines upon us. And we just don't want to admit that we're wrong. Now, the whole human race is basically separated from God, except we still have light. We still have conscience. So we could find our way back. But finding our way back is a big deal. And it has to be with the help of God. See, it has to be with the help of God to find our way back. So, let's talk about it. Every day, it's amazing. But every day, many times during the day, for most of us, many, many times, we have an opportunity to see the truth and quietly admit the truth, or we can deny the truth. See? And for the most part, we deny the truth. We make excuses when we do something dumb or foolish or wrong, which we know in our heart is wrong. Like if you're impatient with your kids, or you gossip behind somebody's back, or you have a mean thought about somebody, or you say something that's not true, or you talk about something that you really don't understand but you pretend that you do, things like that. You have conflict over it, see? But in little things and big things, in little moments and big moments, we have like what's called 20/20 hindsight. As soon as you've done something that's not quite right, often, you sense that you did something that wasn't right. Now, what a lot of us do, well, here's some of the things that we do. All of them are denying the truth. The first thing we do is your partner asks you a question and you snap at him or snap at her. See, or you're resentful. They ask you to help with something and you resent being asked. But then after you snap at them, or after you're resentful, then what? You feel guilty. You're guilty for the resentment, for being mean, for being impatient. And you have to see your own lack of love. See? And so, what do? You immediately go overboard in being nice to make up for it. See, you immediately say, "Oh, I'll do it. I'm glad to do it. Ha ha." See, you go overboard and do. See, to avoid seeing the truth. Of course, people can take advantage of that. See? Now, what is the other thing that we do? Well, we make excuses. You do something foolish or dumb or wrong. You go out and spend too much money, then what do? You make an excuse. See? Or you rationalize it. Okay? Or you just deny it. You just flat out deny it. Or you find a way of quickly sweeping it under the rug so you don't even have to see it. You quickly change the subject in your own mind so you don't have to see it. See? Or you make a mistake, you do something wrong, something foolish. See? And then, if you do see it, then what do? You think about it. It sticks in your craw. And you think about it, and you relive the past. You think about it over and over again. I should have done this. I could. You try to twist it. Maybe you try to twist it so it comes out to make you look better. See? And if you can't do any of those things, well, then you deny the truth. See? And blame somebody else. You blame someone else for the wrong. It was his fault. See? It was her fault. If they hadn't done such and such a thing, then it wouldn't have. See what I mean? You blame others. So you see all these mechanisms. Everything from excuse to justification to denial, changing the subject, to quickly rushing to make up for the guilt, to sweeping it under the rug right away. See? But there's another mechanism. There's another mechanism. I've mentioned all of the ones now, but there's another one. You know what it is? It's called lowered awareness. It's part of hypnosis. You know that when in hypnosis, like when you see it on a stage, the person goes into a lower state of awareness. Okay, and in that lower state of awareness, they are less aware of what really is, of what truth is, of what's reality. And their subconscious mind acts upon what it's told. So when a person is in hypnosis, the hypnotist can hand you a piece of a piece of lemon and tell you that it's candy. Then it's sweet and good. And then you eat it and say, oh, it's sweet and good. Or vice versa. Hand you a piece of candy and say it's lemon, and you'll say, ooh, it's sour. He can tell you that the hypnotist can say you're hot, and then you feel hot. Or tell you you're cold, and you feel cold. See? Your subconscious mind simply, it doesn't do a reality check. Okay? So you can see that in that state, the person is separated from reality, separated from the truth. But then they wake up. They wake up, which is a very fitting way of saying it. They wake up, come back to their senses. Now they have awareness of truth again. Okay? And now, the hypnotist says, you know, while you were hypnotized, you ate a piece of candy and said that it was sour like lemon. Well, why is that? It wasn't really a lemon, it was candy. See, here it is. And then what does a person do? They make something up. They say, well, I was just pretending. I really knew that it was candy, but I pretended it was lemon. Or they say, I just felt like saying it was lemon, even though I knew, it was not lemon. See, they make something up. See, they make something up. So, here's the thing. When we don't live properly, we become aware of it to some extent. Remember I said, you feel guilt or conflict over not having done something right. And then what you do is lower awareness. Your awareness lowers, which is the same thing as the hypnotic trance. It's the same thing that you see on stage. When you see the stage hypnotist getting people to do foolish things, and then afterwards, they either don't remember that they did foolish things, or they make an excuse or rationalize why they did it. When you live your life improperly, whatever proper is, see, whatever proper is, I'm not going to say right now what it is, but whatever it is, see, you somehow missed the mark. You don't get it quite right. When you talk to your kids, you talk to your partner, in your choices, buying choices, your eating choices, what you say, what you think, how you feel about people, resenting them and so on. You don't get any of those quite right. And when you don't, you're aware of it to some extent, so you know what you do? You lower your awareness. When you become aware that you didn't get it right, you lower your awareness lowers. Eventually it becomes almost a conditioned response. You're not aware that your awareness is lowered. All you know is that you feel better. See? You feel better because now you're apart from the truth. You don't have to see your own wrong. And so we welcome people who are good at lowering our awareness. Naughty people, brazen people, motivators, uh, people who are clever talkers, people who are distracting, people who offer something that we want, people who promise us things, people who can capture our attention, movies, video games, see, drugs. We welcome anything that helps us to lower our awareness. And so in this lowered awareness state, which you went into because you didn't do things quite right, and so you slipped into lower awareness so you don't have to see your error. Then when you're in this lower state of awareness, then you make mistakes. Remember, in the lower state of awareness, you can't realize. You're separated from reality. You can't do a reality check. And then later you wonder, why is my life getting all messed up? What'd I do that for and that for, and why isn't anything working out? And you wonder. It's because you are hypnotized. See, I just described it very well. I just described it very well. I think this is the first time I really described it well. I wrote a book. I can't remember the title right now. Awaking from the Hypnotic Involvements of Life, something like it. It's on Amazon. You go to my website and you'll find it. It's an excellent book. I just wrote it, just published it about 3 months ago. I go into all the details. But right now I just said it very clearly. So clearly that there's no way you couldn't see it if you wanted to. Now, of course, if you didn't want to see it, if you're avoiding the truth so much that you don't want to even realize what I'm saying, then of course you won't see what I'm saying. You'll find a way not to see it, or you'll twist my words. See how that works? People twist my words so they won't see. They feel I'm getting close to the truth and they don't want to see the truth. Okay, so now you got the idea. So you can imagine if somebody's walking around. Remember we said that on stage, when the person's awareness is lowered, then they don't do a reality check anymore. Okay? And and their subconscious mind just accepts whatever it's fed. See? Without a reality check. So you see the person who's been hypnotized on the stage told things that they believe, and then they act foolishly based on what they were told. The hypnotist said, "Well, it's really cold in here." "Oh, it's so cold." And then the person will put their sweater on, sit there and shiver. Or the hypnotist will say, "Oh, it's really hot in here. It's so hot." And you'll see the person, loosen their collar. And see how that works? The subconscious mind can't do a reality check. You need awareness to do a reality check. So separated from truth, now the subconscious just accepts anything. Well, now can you see how when we live our life not quite right, like you resent your wife, you resent your husband, you're impatient with your kids, you resent somebody at work, things like that. It's not right to resent other people. So you don't want to see it. And so you welcome anything that will help your awareness to become lowered. Then you go around in life and you don't even realize it. You go to work and you go to the store and you do all the things and you do not realize that you are in a lowered state of consciousness. I said lowered state of awareness. I meant a lower state of consciousness. Okay? Unaware. You see? Was it Shakespeare that said all of life's a stage? What did he say? Life is but a play. I can't remember how it went. each life is but a play, and each player struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more, and his tale told by an idiot, filled with sound and fury, but signifying nothing. Something like that. Well, he had it right. He actually had it right. And why is life a stage or a play? It's because we're all hypnotized to some extent, except for those people who have a big wake-up call and then really wake up. They really start to wake up. Some people wake up after a big heart attack or something like that. I mean, it's a wake-up call. Or they have a close call, a brush with death. It's a wake-up call. But you know what happens? They wake up for a while, then they start to feel comfortable. They fall back into the comfort zone. And the comfort zone is, like we said, all of our cultural things and our food and our the ball games on TV and our shopping and all of these things lull us back into this lower state of consciousness again, where we feel somewhat comfortable down there because we don't have to face the truth. Okay? Well, I think I don't want to say too much more. I could go on, because I think I've covered something very basic that if you see it, it's very good for you to see. Begin to maybe understand, see why you've made so many mistakes and why things aren't working out. Okay. Well, okay. So I'm going to make an end to the video right now, to this little lecture. And I do want to mention that my meditations are designed to help people wake up. Okay. So now you can see why they're not selling like hotcakes. You go on to YouTube and you see some of them, they have 2 million hits, or you see songs, 1 million listens. See, mine are not so popular because basically what I have helps people to wake up, and until you want to wake up. See, now some of us, those people who are blessed, those people who have salvation in their future, deep down in their heart, they love the truth. Okay? They love the truth. But they've fallen away from it by the things that I've mentioned, just like everybody else, because they made mistakes just like everyone else, and they were resentful and they were angry and they hated this person and hated that person, and they were dishonest in this situation and impatient and mean to their kids, and lied a little bit and were just sneaky and phony, and see all of those things like everybody else. These did the same. See? Maybe, see what I mean? Maybe even became drug addicts or something because they have they're a little bit closer to, they love the truth, they're a little closer to the truth, then they have to see their own wrong, and they can't bear seeing their wrong, so then they have to find a way to try to get rid of their awareness, get rid of their conscience. Well, eventually they start to hit rock bottom, and when those people hit rock bottom, then they cry out. They cry out for answers, cry out for truth, and they're willing to see the truth regardless of the consequences. See, because remember I said deep down in their heart they love the truth. Well, then they start to get better. They start to get better. They start to come back to truth because they want to. So the meditation I have is very good, but you want to come back to the truth. Okay? Be willing to admit some mistake if you made some mistake. Okay? Well, I'm going to make an end to this video, and then we'll see you next time.